All right, so the 30-15 intermittent running test. So this is much like the well-known bleep test in the sense that it just involves covering a set distance within 30 seconds. But the only difference here is we have 15 seconds of active recovery, okay? So you're going to download the app. The app is called the 30-15 app. You'll see it on your App Store, your Play Store, or your Drive. And once you get into that, you set it up. It'll ask you what language that you want to set the app up. And then at the start, you have the ability to either start it at 8 kilometers an hour or 10 kilometers an hour, okay? So then what happens is you have a 0.5 of a kilometer an hour increase every level, okay? So if we just have a look down here at this little graphic, you'll see we have point A, point B, and point C, okay? So you have 20 meters between point A and point B, and you have 20 meters between point B and point C. So you have 40 meters in total between A and C, okay? So just to recap that, 20 meters between A and B, and then 20 meters between B and C, and that gives you a total of 40 meters. Now, where this is different is you have these 3-meter zones here, okay? So from point A out, you measure out 3 meters and you have a zone. Then you go to point B, and at both sides of point B, you have a 3-meter zone. And then you go to point C and you come out and you measure 3 meters and you also mark out a 3-meter zone. And they are just buffer zones and or safe zones, and I'll explain why they're there in a minute. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to pace ourselves off the beeps, okay? And I'm actually going to run through this in a minute with it playing, and you can actually see how this works. We start the test at point A, working down towards point C. So we start at point A and work down towards point C. After a couple of rounds, you end up starting from a different position. So the first time you do this, it might be a little bit tricky to get your head around, but it's a really good test because it allows us to accurately give us an idea of VO2 max, but it also allows us to test acceleration and deceleration qualities, as well as anaerobic speed reserve and other things that we just can't get off a bleep test or a 1K time trial or a yo-yo. So it's a far more detailed test in terms of what we can get off. Every round goes up in 0.5 of a kilometer, so you're going to finish with a terminal speed, and that's your final speed. Now, you fail the test when you fail to reach this buffer zone 3 times in a row. So what I mean by that is you're going to start at point A, you make your way to point B and you're going to hear a beep. Then you make your way to point C and you're going to hear a beep. Then you come back to point A, the middle here, you reach a beep, and then, B, you reach your beep, and then back to A and you reach your beep. The idea is that you time yourself or you pace yourself off the beeps. And if you start missing these 3-meter zones, you have 3 attempts, right? And once you miss these 3-meter zones 3 times in a row, that is officially the end of your test. And your final score is the speed at which the test finishes, okay? So what I'm actually going to do is, I have it here on a bigger screen. I'm going to actually set the test up here, and we're going to run through it. So it asks me to just select my running speed. I'm going to start at speed 10, okay? So I'm not going to start at speed 8. Now I'll go through a couple of rounds. So we're looking for the test in English, and we're also looking for to press the footballs. So you'll see here on the test, you have a couple of markers. You have a basketball, a football, I think it's hockey or athletics, but we're going to football, okay? So I hit play.
The test is going to start in 5 seconds.
And I start at point A.
Be ready.
So
running speed 10.
So I start making my way down here. And on this beep, I should be at point B, which is now. I'm making my way down towards point Z, and I should make point C on the beep. I turn, I'm making my way back to B. I should be there by the time I hear the beep. And now I'm making my way up to point A, and I should be there for the beep.
End of stage at running speed 10. Next starts line A. Running speed 10.5.
So I'm making my way up towards B again. I'm here now. I'm making my way up towards C. Turn, make my way back towards B. Now back down towards A.
Be careful.
Now,
you have now to join line B.
Now I keep walking.
End of stage at running speed 10.5.
I'm now at line B and I'm working towards C. So now I'm
running speed 11.
Making my way towards line C. Once I hit it, I'm turning back to B. Should be here now. Making my way back to A. Pacing myself off the beep in the 3 meter zones. And now back up to B again. Hit it now. Now I carry on jogging.
Next stage will now start from line C.
Now I make my way up to line
C.
C.
At running speed 11.
So you can see how this is flowing. I'm now working back towards line A.
Running speed 11.5.
Next beep, I should be on B. Next beep, I should be just touching line A. Turning, making my way back up towards B on the beep. I carry through line B up to line C. Turn at C. And now I walk back to B. So I'm walking to line.
Running speed 11.5.
I'm walking to line B. From there, I'm back towards A.
Running speed 12.
Get there on the beep. Turning for B. Hit that on the beep. I'm moving up for A. Turning back down for B.
End of stage at running speed 12.
Now I keep moving.
Line A.
So I'm back to line A now. And at this point, you can see how it flows, okay? Now, the reason we have these 3 meter zones is if I fail to hit this 3 meter zone 3 times in a row before the beep, then I'm out. So I'm going to play it here. I'm starting down here on line A, okay? Let's just say I'm getting tired now. And the beep goes.
Running speed 12.5.
Now moving on here now. And I've missed this zone. Now I've missed this zone. I'm making my way here, and let's just say I miss this zone now. That is officially the end of the test for me, because I've missed three 3 meter zones in a row. So that is the conclusion of the test, and my score is the running speed at which I failed the test at. Okay, now you might ask yourself, what happens if you miss 2 and then you have the end of the level? Does that carry on to the start of the next level? And it doesn't. You can start fresh at the start of the next level. So you have to miss 3 meter zones within the one run, okay, within the one level. So that is the 30-15 test. You're going to need a speaker or headphones when you do this, because you're going to have to be able to hear it as you perform it, and make sure that you keep note of your final speed at the end of the test.